Hey everybody, welcome back to our college game day edition. This week we're going to be breaking down the Loyola versus Johns Hopkins game. Last weekend, I think Loyola being the top dog, they deserve a little recognition on our video series. We're going to take a brief look at the stats beforehand just to see, like, kind of from a coach's eye, what we would look at. 15 for 33 from Loyola, only 3 ground balls, which means probably a lot of wing play on that side to get a lot of wins. Hopkins, 18 for 33. Total, very good. 1 for 5 and 17 for 28 with 11 ground balls and an assist, which was a solid day at the X. We'd love to see these 2 turnovers out the door, but I think most coaches would take that day at the X. So let's get to it. First face off of the game. Nice little left-hand lift, punching a little far out for my liking, but he does a great job of turning his shoulders so he's not overextended. Loyola comes in very tight. I would say that Hopkins should win this draw, right, if he exits now. However, he hangs in there. Great re-jam with that angle advantage, jamming at his weak side of his body. Pulls it out to his left. Let's see if he picks this one up. Yep, good ground ball. Should be looking middle of the field. That's a missed 4-on-3 right there, or even 3-on-2 because Hopkins was pressed out. And just watching the first face-off, if I'm the Loyola face-off guy, I'm thinking, dang, these guys are pressing out. It's going to be a tough day when I pick that ball up. Really good power position here. Again, most of the ball. Get out. Loyola goes for the early bailout. And this is a great face-off to rewatch. This is, in terms of rules, a lot of people wonder. So they go for the early bailout, ball's missed. It stays in the face-off dot, so most officials are not going to call this. This is a great right pop to his free exit. Nope. They did call it, and I think that's because it squirted out. Reclamp it is. Good. It looks like Hopkins is kind of getting the punch a little bit quicker. Maybe I'm wrong. This time goes to that counter. Step in front of this guy. You know he wants to go forward. We got another violation on our hands. It looks like either a wing violation or they called Hopkins for holding, or Loyola for holding, excuse me. Again, Loyola really looking to rotate. That should be a bio blocking with his foot. They don't call it. Good ground ball play. He's running right off, so every ground ball should be a 3-on-2, and Hopkins should be taking advantage of that. And that could be a reason why Loyola's face-off guy only has 3 ground balls. Great job riding. Another scouting report thing. No matter where you pick this ball up, you see these guys kind of making plays out of their boxes. That's when you really need to be aware of where you're at on the field following the face-off. Again, great right-hand pressure. He's got to lift that left hand up, continue to stuff this way into the ball towards his opponent because he's working this jamming, and finish. Now he just saw peep of the ball. He's doing a great job with that left hand jamming right away. And good pull to the left. The problem with jamming, and I'm someone who loves to jam, I think if you're able to get it against the head that's soft enough to slide your shaft underneath, by all means, go for it. But you have very limited control once you do win that ball. It's a great emergency move. It's not something you want to rely on. Look at this wrist angle. Very low with this wrist and very upright with his elbow. Promoting a lot of snap with his wrist versus a true punching motion. New face-off guy for Hopkins. It looks like, yep, different head. He's using a CEO. Great job working around it. He's got to get out, though. Great job by Loyola staying heavy and being patient. Another good ground ball. Now they look to set up. And that was a good job being an outlet for your guy. Again, driving straight to 12 o'clock. He does a good job getting his head low. Great exit. Good catch. Now they're on the break. Oh, absolutely stinging it. And there, it almost looked like he missed the ball if you wait a sec. Right? But he rotates around and finds some space back over the top of it. Now we're in another tie-up. Watching that wing play, they just called pinning, going Hopkins ball. Loyola's getting called for having his elbow too low. Goes for that jam. This is a great job of the Hopkins guy making adjustments. The second face-off guy and getting out, pinching the ball and just going. Got to trust yourself if you have more of the ball. Because if you hold in there anyway, who's coming in to get you? All those wing guys. All right. kind of countering him with a heavy rotation and more left-hand lift because he's much more extended. It looked like he jammed that there. Great job running through the check, but because he's much more extended, he has a lot more power. Really good angle. Also very low with this elbow. So both guys setting themselves up to rotate with their wrist angle because they're aiming that forward. He does a good job extending his arms, so he gets in this rotation. We rewind this back real quick. It's a bad camera shot, but as he goes to this is when you got to get out. He does a great job with that. Good catch. Great wing play by this guy coming in from behind the play, staying out of the scrum and getting involved in the action. Again, another really good exit. He knows he's a little bit quicker than him now, and you can see his confidence starting to build as these faceoffs go on and on. Great job by Hopkins clearing space for the guy. Again, beats him to the ball. Good jam by Loyola. Good job hopping off him. So if you do jam and you end up coming over the top and they don't call it initially, you got to get off right away. The ref just gave you a little bit of a hall pass. Again, look how tight he is with his form. That is so hard to be powerful. And yes, it's helping him with his jam, but it's not helping him in plants. Every face-up guy at the Division I level, if you want to be a 50 plus, maybe 60, 65% guy, you got to be able to clamp the ball. Great job, Loyola's wings. Right, short on this first one, gets into a better position here. Looks like he's using a CO as well, stuffing towards that throat. Good job with the early bailout, but again, by doing things like that out of a tie-up situation, you're so limited with where you can place the ball and how you can help your wing guys get to good spots. Because as you're spinning, as you guys just saw, the rotation speeds up and he yanks it out and his wing guys aren't ready for it. He just gives Hopkins the ball by poor placement. Just gets it started noise. Great job, way to run transition. Whew. Nice shot, even better Sully. All right, you see a little saw or wiggle action, which I like. I just don't like is pulling back as much. It does help in certain situations, but you could go hard crank forward, forward, forward as you continue to work around. Again, always resorting to that jam. And look, see how that wiggle or that saw action? Watch here, as it looks like he's working the jamming, has a decent amount. Now watch how it goes right into that throat. So there's kind of showing the effectiveness of that move or technique. Another good transition opportunity. Hopkins moves the ball well off the ground. All right. See which way this is going. Hopkins, they called in for holding on that jam again. Twitch action. Yep, Loyola ball. He tried to sell it. If you guys ever think you might go early, do not hesitate because that's a dead giveaway to any official. And sometimes they make mistakes. They could miss it. But if you hesitate, you're admitting that you're guilty. Got to run through this ground ball. Great check by Hopkins. However, if you run through the ground ball and you go in there full speed and don't slow up, you give yourself a chance to maybe get a push call. Good job getting over the line or the pole to go over. This time he gets rotated off the ball. This is one of the few times we see Loyola get to a nice, powerful position. Great job. Great exit. And like in some of these games where he's not winning a lot of clean ones, going, like kind of watching the film afterwards, that's one that he can take away and be like, hey, this is what I want my technique to look like for next week. For Hopkins, see his wrist getting rolled back? Not great. We got to make sure that our body position supports power with our turn down over the top of that ball in any tie-up situation. Great job, Loyola. It looks like the ball stuck in his stick a little bit. It's going to happen. Obviously, try to maintain your sticks as best as possible. There's ways to string it so the ball doesn't get stuck or at least can be prevented. I want to say either new stick for Hop or different guy. Again, getting that wrist rolled back, but he is able to get his bottom edge underneath. And this is kind of that early bailout we see. He needs to get his left hand up, and because his body is in front of his butt end, he has no wrap around that ball. See how his butt end's in front of his body? Bottom edge underneath. Slides right through. All right, both are going right into that rotation. He's got most of it. Get out. Good job setting his feet. Call him for holding. These refs are tight. Again, he's got it left hand up, especially the CO. Most of the stick will fold right over. Pinch. Get out. As you guys can see there, you always want to hit the trail. Like, as you throw down the side, trailer or crease guy in front. Another good tie-up. A lot of scrums in this. Good job with the exit. Great job turning upfield, drawing a penalty. Get the ball to your teammate, get off, let him get a little man down, delayed penalty situation. Good rotation. Look at his elbow, though. Right, head is so low. It's tough to win a lot of clean clamps because you don't get any weight going down. It's all going in. Good job. Another really good exit. Clean catch. Wing play looked very good, kind of spreading the field for him to exit right along this midfield line. Good. Another tie-up. Hopkins got it again. I mean, those are clean, especially out of those tie-up situations. You saw that he switched the stick. I think it was a really, really smart move. And often your equipment, like, you never want to make excuses, but your equipment really matters to this position because that's what, like, that's your tool. That's what you're doing battle with. Great job. Good pro hop. Way to get to his feet. Good job turning upfield and pulling away. Another 30 seconds or so. Good quick clamp. Great goose back. See if we can get this. Hopkins, just animals on the ground. Unfortunately, the face-off stats didn't reflect the way the game went. Loyola's looking pretty freaking good right now. Another jam. That should have been a hold on Hop because he came over the top. Flag. And that's all she wrote. So please, as always, give us feedback. We're doing these videos for you. Let us know if there's something we're missing or that we could touch on. And if you have any ideas for next week. Thanks as always.